And here they come. Starting to coordinate towards that bomb site now as the bomb is planted. Lots of T's all over the place though. Mihu, first obstacle in the way by the forklift there. Dancing around, doing some good damage with the combined strength of VP around the bomb itself. It's looking quite good. Just no way in here for NiP so far. It's just Forest remaining. And as good as he is with the pistols, the 1v4 is quite the task to try to surmount. And I think the time is far too tick to this point. Indeed, it will be the pistol for Virtus.pro. And that is a good start for them. A team that's been very up and down. And against NiP, who absolutely were described to sort of be on and up, it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think Snatchy, absolutely one of the players to watch. At the major, he was popping off. He was going and doing some disgusting things, really trying to single-handedly drag Virtus.pro through those matches. And of course, VP, losing Bialy, who was sort of standing in the major, it would be, one of the reasons where, you could perhaps explain why their performances were as they were at the major, somewhat dejected, deflated sort of atmosphere in the team at that point. But with Snatchy, I think, in there, he can lead the way, James, the young blood.
Indeed. Well then, let me turn up my program. Okay. Virtus.pro, eat a 1 dig to start off this round. Get right now by the forklift position. Let's see what the rest of Virtus.pro choose to do. The waiting game for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They've currently got 3 people around the A site. Dennis, though, is by the car position, so he could get smoked off. VP have the utility to deal with this, but Lekro with that Deagle. 2 kills for him now. Ever dangerous with the Desert Eagle. I feel like only Nico, really, you can say, is definitely the best with the... Oh, there's another one from Lekro. How many more? Surely not an ace. Oh, it's close, but no. Neo will get one back. 2 versus 3. Still problems here for Virtus.pro, as GetRight has his turn of the Deagle, and I think there might be a flank coming as well.
Yes, Rez starts to look towards the frag. Oh, it's a free one, surely. There it is, coming onto Neo. And now Snatchy's in play, but he'll be taken down in the side by Forest. Those Swedish Deagles doing some damage, stealing away the rounds, and some AK-47s as well. That's lovely. If you're NiP at least, that is what you want to see. And these CT sites have been difficult historically now to hold. And so to start off in this fashion for NiP is so fantastic. VP, a team, historically could always, deliver the goods on a map such as Cash, but, we have to take a different tone, I think, now with VP. It's such a different team at this stage, and I'm really curious to see what Morels will bring to the table.
All right, then, what is the response here from VP? They're leaving money in the hole. Some P250s picked up in this round, and the odd grenade here and there. Bomb plant would be nice, but I suppose it's a question of damage. Dennis is on the A bomb site playing anti-flash of his teammate there as well, holding the angle Lekro. NiP now in a very strong position. I'm sure the AKs will be coming out now. They don't know just yet if this is a force buy from Virtus.pro or an eco, but they will soon find out. There is a lack of Kevlar, so they will get cut to ribbons very easily by these guns, and only 1 player lost. That's fine for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yes, absolutely fine indeed. They have created quite a strong situation for themselves early into this match. However, the AKs will come out quickly. The bomb plants have been had, of course, for Virtus.pro, allowing them that sort of extra bonus money to have enough money to get the AKs, as well as enough utility as well to back it up with, to try to create some space on the map and perhaps take some space away from NiP. But they've got Dennis up on that AWP now. That's going to be an interesting change for NiP and a new challenge for Virtus.pro. And they look like they want to commit just straight away into this A bomb site, no messing around.
A retake set up for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Lekro by the white box, and Dennis, as you can see, by that car position, keeping an eye on forklift. And that's a very nice spray from Lekro. He's doing pretty well to kick things off, but Dennis will eat an AK bullet in the face. The AWP's gone for now. A 2K from Neo. And now NiP have a decision to make. An early frag would be nice, and there is one from GetRight. Keeps things even as the bomb gets planted.
Yeah, it's now a chance, perhaps 3v2 here for NiP as they continue to pressure the bomb sites. Bomb taken away, and Pasha has been blown away by Forest as Snatchy in the 1v3 now, pushing forwards around the forklift. We know what he's capable of now with that AK-47, and Get Right finds him. Great use of utility there from NiP to make sure that there wasn't any sneaky positions for Snatchy to stand in, and they'll get a defuse out here. And it looked so good for a moment there when they took down Lecro, Virtus.pro. I thought they would have a great chance to hold it.
Yeah, really important that they were able to stop the tease. It would have been useful for Virtus.pro to have a smoke between the wall and the white box on sites. That really makes it hard for the CTs to go for the retake, but also they would have had less opportunities to get those frags as Virtus.pro moved into position. I guess they were short on utility. Neo now will have the hero AK-47 in this round, while the rest of the team are on pistols once again. So all in all, it's a good start so far for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Forrest waiting for the smoke to move into position behind the box. Not spotted by Pasha. The glass will be broken over the B bomb site, which means that Virtus.pro can potentially throw grenades. Obviously, they don't have any, but NiP don't necessarily know that, so they have to be aware of that. And that may move them into more passive positions on the B bomb sites.
That's a good start for Dennis. Making things less risky for his team, less dangerous, I should say. That said, the danger will now appear. Neo with a frag, but Forrest with a beautiful cleanup there, a trio of kills. Very adept is Forrest with that rifle, and Mihu with the Eagle as well, showing some skills, but it will be shut down by Lecro. So things sort of normalizing here. 4-1 now for NiP, as enough money is in the tank for Virtus.pro to steal out a buy. Neo did get an AK in the previous round, which will mean that he can't afford one in this round. But for the damage that they did, perhaps you could say it's worth it, because he can still afford a UMP and 4 utility with it. And that's a little highlight from Forrest. Is absolutely what you want to see. A nice and warmed up Swedish side. Always fun to watch Forrest when he's playing well.
Hot flash from Pasha, making his way through the smoke, and ooh. It's a cheeky one. No smoke in the middle position to obscure vision. Get Right avoids it easily, but doesn't manage to get a kill. See Neo on the UMP. That's not ideal for the mid area. Of course, it has reduced damage fall off. Should I say he's been nerfed more, so it's increased, not reduced. So from a distance, it's really hard to get a frag versus a rifle in this situation. Now they've got possession of the mid area, but Get Right continues to be a nuisance. And there is Rez as well. 3 versus 5 as the bomb moves into the B bomb site. Rez moving around the side, puts one in the red, but he's dead. Now Molotov will try to stop that plant for the Checkers position. Forrest trying to go for the one tap. Snatchy able to get the bomb down though.
Yes, it's a 4v3 here for NiP on the retake. They've got 1 flashbang remaining. So unfortunately, they can't toss any of those retake smokes in towards Checkers or the storage position. But they do have Get Right on the flank, and Forrest moving in through the vents as well. So lots of players and positions to work with as NiP try to coordinate this push back into the B-bomb site. 2 players on the site for VP. Forrest making some noise there. Can he get the kill? No. And there's no trade coming out for Get Right just yet. There it is, though. Morals will peek into him, and all of a sudden, everyone is dead. Great push from NiP onto the bomb site, as the defuse will be in just in the nick of time. Very nicely done by them. Very patient from the Swedes.
And that's 5 rounds in a row for Ninjas in Pyjamas, which means they are on fire. Virtus.pro have had minimal success after the pistol round. Morel still with just a 1 kill for the time being. Neo leading the charge with 6, but they need to get some rounds on the board, and NiP to the victor the spoils, as they say. And with the rebuy from NiP, buying what they lost in the previous round, the only person who's short of money is Rez. Beyond that, they've got a full buy in the hole, which is a great stat for them to have. This is a good opportunity, well, it's an opportunity for them to fill that money, but this is a buy from Virtus.pro. We have the AWP out on Snatchy, so they've got to be careful, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Their money still can be broken in just a round or 2.
Yeah, just that default map control so far for Virtus.pro. And so far, NiP have not decided to play aggressively. That, you know, very retakeable setup onto the A-bomb side. Only Lecro who's committed there. And strong presence in Checkers. That might be something that Virtus.pro can consider in the future rounds. Just try to take away Checkers from NiP and see how that affects their rotations. as we've seen NiP really put a lot of emphasis in keeping players in checkers so far, which is quite advantageous on rotations into middle or vice versa. VP playing this quite slowly at the moment.
Zero Molotov coming in to get right's position. As you can see, Mihu will be heard. There is the molly. He'll be forced away. Pasha has a look, but it's hard to get something done from that position. When a CT's exiting the vent, he will kill him on the repeat though, so that's a nice advantage for Virtus.pro, but there's only 33 seconds remaining. Rez playing the headshot position, so he may die on his sword. And if there is a B push to come in, then it'll have to be the rest of the CTs on the retake. There goes Rez. Now Forrest has an opportunity to stop them crossing, still with the silence M4, one of the few, Forrest. And he continues to deliver.
Yeah, that entry from Neo was very clean and quick as well. And oh, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one. NiP don't have the numbers advantages like they did in the previous B retake. So it's going to be, and they don't also have that flanking potential, which they also had in that previous B retake. And, well, it's getting worse, so call the save. They will, as they start to fall back. Sounded like Yoda there. Call the save. They will. You must.
Very nice, Dan.
And, yes, VP will take a round on the board. They played a very slow round here. Very, very slow pace indeed. Really delayed mid-take. I think they retook middle around 45 seconds remaining. Typically, you see teams do that at around 1 minute. So it's interesting. I wonder if that will be something that they keep going towards, these very slow timings, or if they'll try to really severely mix it up, hit some really fast rounds in the mix of these really slow rounds.
In the late round, Ninjas in Pajamas don't have many grenades remaining for the retake, so I do wonder if that's something that Virtus.pro can pick up on, and if there will be a preference for a bomb site in that respect, especially if they can get the bomb down, for example, planted for checkers on B. We shall see a full buy from both teams, and again, the money is starting to disappear for Ninjas in Pajamas. It wasn't up there in the 5 figures just yet, so there is plenty of opportunity for Virtus.pro now to mount a comeback if they can win that consecutive round. All-important consecutive round on the T side.
Indeed, and, you know, it's interesting to see that NiP, they still have this a pretty similar approach as to many of the rounds where they decide to play a lot of retake on A, which means, you know, they're really putting a lot of players towards middle, always having around 2 there, and often having 2 players in checkers, or, you know, at least 2 dedicated to that B bomb site. So once again, you know, we talked about that pace of VP, and it is a pretty slow round at this point. This is sort of the period you'd start to see a team beginning to take middle from the T side. You expect at this timing of the map that the CTs will rotate 1 player out of middle. NiP have not done that though, so there could be a very pivotal moment of the round here, whether or not VP can take the frags, and they will take the first one, but can they find Get Right? Not quite quickly enough. He's going to look for more damage as well.
He's doing well at the moment, Get Right. Very hard to duel with him, even with an M4 in his hands. 4 on 4 with 37 seconds remaining, and we've got 3 of the 4 players focusing on the A site. We'll see an activation from Pasha on B. He's just deployed a smoke into the B bomb site, so let's see if there's a rotation. We've got the mid player starting to wonder. I think it's Forrest and Checkers looking to see what's going on, but he will see that there's no push just yet. There's a 3 versus 2 in the meantime on the A site. Again, there's no smoke between this wall and the wooden box, so that will be an opening for NiP to try and capitalize on, but Morel says no.
Yeah, it's looking really strong now for VP as they hold on to the bomb sites. Get Right couldn't quite sneak in time, and Rez is the only guy with health, trying to duel, trying to battle, trying to find angles from the car position. Doesn't look like anything will be offered up to him, though. Forrest is going to join him, so perhaps they'll make a go of this, but it's going to be very difficult. The incendiary is tossed, dealing with that first problematic position of forklift. However, no players are there. In go the NiP players for the commitment in towards the duels, and they can't find him. It's Snatchy to take them both down with the AWP. Very well played by him and Virtus.pro. I like just the detail of trying to throw somewhat of a fake that delay that timing on the B rotation of the CTs right at the end. That was very nice to see.
3 to 5, and Ninjas in Pajamas still have the money to buy. Some nice shots there from Snatchy. But 1 more round for Virtus.pro to decimate the money from Ninjas in Pajamas. But as they eke out these rounds in IP, their loss bonus will start to rise. If they are to lose this one, they'll get 2,400. So it'll be the single eco more likely than the double eco. Always nice to, if you're doing the lurker grenade execute towards B, it's always nice to mix up your timing and the flashbangs and so on. We have some early big disadvantages here for Ninjas in Pyjamas with 2 players taken out. Could that be the round already? We need a big performance from someone to change things. You can see Rez trying to abuse the smoke there, but as it disappears, he needs to start jiggle peeking. This is not an ideal duel for him. Ooh, no sound cue. Interesting. All right then, let's see if Pasha is able to deal with this. The off angle now. Dennis picking Morels off now. Pasha's just waiting for a rotation to come in. How deep will Rez peek? He's experienced, but the crab walk from Pasha will be enough, and that's a go for the B bomb site.
Yeah, you dread to think what would have happened to VP if he picked up the kill, and you can see that the remainder of NiP locked out at the bomb site. Maybe not a problem for Gerard or Dennis, though, as Dennis continues to do damage. Eventually, though, he will be taken out, and that will be 4 rounds for VP now. They are right back into this one. They were so far behind. They had a horrible start, winning the pistol round and losing against the Force Spy. It's always very difficult to get back into it, but they've done that, and they've now broken NiP's economy after working really, really hard. So it's very encouraging to see such a game plan be so successful for VP so far, and they should be guaranteed this next round. Not too much in the tank for NiP to offer a defense with. A couple of Deagles, P250 or 2 as well. And VP will surely take this one with caution, as you know that you can't underestimate NiP no matter what they have.
Nice from Pasha. Nice opening kill. NiP watched the end of their game with MIBR yesterday, which ended in a draw. Of course, would lead to frustration with NiP having the match point first. Gerard was vocal, thinking if he got a kill here or there, but it always works both ways. Can't be too hard on yourself. NiP have been looking really improved, and I think they've had some unfortunate draws, if you look towards the major, and results as well, which, again, could have gone either way. But it was the same even in the threat era. They had a big run, and I remember some matches we were commentating. I feel like the matches came down to like one scenario in one particular round, which just swung everything heavily in the favor of the opposing team. So I think they've had a run of unfortunate events, but definitely the potential is there to see NiP go back to the old strengths. Now, Virtus.pro looking to even the score. 3 players remain on this CT side. 25 seconds, but a bomb will go down uncontested, and that's really important, especially when the time starts to get low in a round such as this, when there are still dangerous numbers alive. Only 2 players left for NiP, and now there's only 1. Lecro, no deagle for him in this round.
But perhaps he can get an upgrade, although there is a train of NiP players on the way. Nope. No upgrade for you, sir. 5-5. Virtus.pro. They've been grinding and grinding and grinding, and the success they have is pretty visible in the bottom right left of your screens. You'll see the money there is building up quite some. We've got 12K on Snatchy. And it's actually been so fun to watch Snatchy be sort of this new star player for VP, and he is pretty incredible. Definitely a guy to have your eye on as things move forwards with this lineup. And yeah, there's a lot to be excited about with this sort of fresh look to VP. And this could be a defining moment, because right now we're seeing really strong play. They've earned every one of these rounds with a nice strategy, some good coordination, understanding. So I think we're seeing good communication as well from them on this T side. So I've been impressed with what little we've seen from them in this tournament so far. And now they have to defeat the AWP, which is now on Lecro this time, not on Dennis.
I believe we just saw a flying smoke grenade towards that connector position, which makes it harder for the CTs to defend as they might like to. But Rez gets a kill for free. Morels maybe not expecting somebody there. Maybe had to read it that no one was there. And he will hold down a second push from Pasha as well. A disjointed attempt from Virtus.pro, taking liberties, or at least trying to, but NiP firmly say no.
One more frag we can get right there, going into or retaking that middle position, and Rez's mechanics are quite good, and he'll take another kill. That's 3 for him in the round now, as only Mihu is left to try to do some damage, at the very least, to the CT economy. That would be nice. And he's got over a minute to do it. That is his main objective. Get some damage in there. But Rez is coming for the 4K. He's got an off angle, and he's waiting. He'll nail it. That's 4 for him. Lovely performance from Rez. You can't really test him in those 1v1s.
Ninjas in Pajamas back in the lead, but I do wonder if that was gifted to them in part by Virtus.pro with those early plays. I can only assume that they thought they had a spawn fast enough to see a CT crossing. As you could see from Morales, he's pulling his gun out, looking to face somebody who's under the balcony or making their way over. So I really feel like he had a spawn timing there, but he definitely didn't. So that's something to look at in the demo and be like, whatever you thought was this, definitely isn't this. To quote The Wire, you think it's one way, but it's the other way.
Wow, and last round, VP tried to turn the pace up after playing lots of slow rounds. Forest, he's turning the pace up, just deep in that sunroom. And look at the stack here towards this A bomb site from NiP. This is a bear trap. It's hidden under a lot of leaves, James. It is very obscured, but will Virtus.pro set their foot into that trap? That's the question. Will they be ensnared by NiP? Playing it slow so far. It's actually always a joy watching Rez, perhaps the Swedish player with the best mechanics, which is, if you're talking about the region of Sweden, it's always a lofty title to have.
Mihu moving into the mid position, uncontested. There are 4 players around the A bomb site, excuse me, for Ninjas in Pajamas, in part because of Forest's position. If you have a look at Forest quickly, you can see that he has a great angle from there. If he just sits in that corner, he can see diagonally for anybody who is crossing the site from checkers. So he has plenty of information, which means NiP can just play passively. They don't need to fight to the death in mid at all. They can just focus on the A bomb site, especially with this time on the clock.
That's a good start here from NiP. 2 quick kills as the VP players trying to make their way in. Mihu with a lot of work to do there, coming up from the short position, but he has maybe all the work to do now. His teammates are all but gone except for Morales, who's very weak as Mihu goes over the top here. Oh, this could be big. Finds his way across over the top, but unfortunately for him, Lekra and Dennis more than ready, and they'll survive with 3.
Didn't help that he jumped, presumably by accident. If he's using his mouse wheel with some mice, the wheel can get stuck between 2 different clicks, and sometimes you can mouse one or something like that, and then a jump comes out by mistake. I can't imagine it was deliberate, but he was getting tagged from Forest, who was then on the short position as well. So NiP got information very early indeed, maybe expecting Virtus.pro to be deterred after their failed fast plays towards B on the round prior. And here we are, 7-5, still competitive, both teams on a bye.
VP looking for a burst on the B bomb site, perhaps. Everybody is shown up for the attendance for the ceremony that is about to begin on that B bomb site.
Sacrifice, perhaps.
Let's see who gets sacrificed. Rez is playing around the checker's position. Again, always such a good player for this position. Just such clean tracking there from Rez as Pasha tries to push forwards, but Forest will deny him. It doesn't really seem like there's much of a way in for Virtus.pro. Rez now trying to push forwards to stop the push at the choke point, but they bought more than enough time for the reinforcements, and there is nothing VP can do.
The scope will concede the position for Snatchy. He's got 1 minute on the clock, so I don't know if he's really going to try and save in this situation. He has the bomb. He can try to get some 1 versus 1 with the AWP, just like that. Still winnable. Moving away from the B bomb site now. I don't think anyone's close enough to hear this. Now, what do they choose to do, NiP? Do they go 1 per site, then it's a 1v1 guaranteed for Virtus.pro? Or do they just sit on B together and rotate to A if necessary? Also worth noting that GetRight is the only person with a kit. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Maybe that will also spur them on to play together. So here we are, Snatchy planting the bomb, and now he can take position.
This just got very scary. This round seemed guaranteed, all but guaranteed for NiP, but Snatchy, he's got an AWP playing this after plant. They have no idea where he's going to be coming from. He's going to be so hard to trade. He has 6 HP though. They do have incendiaries. There's one towards Forklift, but that's not on Snatchy. Oh, he spots a leg. Can't quite find it. Across he goes. Now they know exactly where he is. They're starting to charge him down. Snatchy has to be very clutch. Oh, gets the shot in the air. One more to go! And Snatchy, that's fantastic. How has he done that?
That is unbelievable. I cannot believe that. Such a difficult situation for him. Has no idea where they're coming from. Brutal, close range with the AWP. So many kills in that round for him. 1 versus 3, gets the pick, rotates to A, plants the bomb. What a correction from him. Repositions as well. He jumps to the left. He buys himself enough time. He buys himself enough time while the AWP cooldown is active, so he's ready for the next peak. You have to bear in mind what he's doing there. He's not just jumping left for no reason. Beautiful play by Snatchy. And since he's been on Virtus.pro, he's often been delivering for the team.
He seems like he's geared up to be like the best player in Poland. I've seen very little of him, but from what I have seen, he has this ability to take over a match. That's awesome to see. And like stuff like that, and just looking at how calm he is, like that's a guy that knows that he is one of the very best in the world.
Yeah, you can see on his face after that clutch, he's like, you know it.
Absolutely.
You know what's up now. And that should have been a kill as well. Proving to be a very dangerous sniper. We've always enjoyed watching Snatchy, but I mean Pasha, sorry, but have a look at Snatchy. Anyway, enough about him. It's Mihu's turn to open with a kill. There are 2 sniper rifles here for Ninjas in Pajamas in this round, but they're a man down now. Position will be troublesome. Pasha harassing with the MAC-10, but as the smoke dissipates on the B bomb site, these are less favorable engagements now. Doesn't really want to be looking towards the site with that weapon. Can't really take a fight with somebody who's standing in headshot, for example, or anywhere more than 15 meters away.
Another slow one now from VP. They get that ability to cut noise after that early pick-off. It's a nightmare mode now for NiP. But can they make it a fanciful dream once again? Morels is in the A site, basically, and it has been abandoned by NiP, so there's a lot of space for VP to work with, and I don't know that Lekra has any info at all on this. Obviously, they're playing in a retake setup, but lots of space there. That's a good pick-off, and there's no smoke to cover the cross just yet. In fact, there is no smoke remaining to do so this will be tough for VP.
Yeah, I think Snatchy had the smoke, which is probably on the floor in main now. Again, a post-plant smoke would be great. As you can see, Pasha will be looking for a flank. Get right, taken out just about by Mihu, who will be traded. So there are 3 players left, and now Pasha is still on a slow rotation. There's a player in Z, so if he runs, he will give his position away, but can he get there fast enough to have an impact? There is Morels taking Rez out. Lekro's close, and Morels has heard the scope. He's just baiting him now as Pasha comes in finally with that MAC-10 kill, and then Morels will finish things off. 7-7, a close half of cash so far.
Yeah, bearing in mind the start for VP, it's actually amazing the amount of work that they've been managing to do, and just again, throwing that clutch factor into the mix with Snatchy with that incredible quad kill, with the 1v2 clutch right at the end. That's like one of those special rounds you have to be able to win to defeat teams like NiP, to defeat teams that are at the top of the world. So it's VP playing super well at the moment, and NiP for the last round, a horrible buy. CZ's utility. Kevlar at the very least. 1 kill on Get Right. Not the worst, but absolutely not the best. And Forest has gone deep there on the squeaky door position. And with VP playing a very slow pace, this is a good move from NiP.
Forest has pushed into the squeaky door, which means NiP are going to focus on the B bomb site. So just like when they were in the sunroom towards B, and they sent most of the players towards A, now they will do the opposite, although you don't really have so much information towards that squeaky door as you might from the sunroom. So it's still a gamble, a bigger gamble from Ninjas in Pajamas. And as we can see, there are 4 players outside main for the time being. So it's a question of what information Forest can get. Rez will get a pick off towards B in the meantime. And with that, Forest will start moving deeper through Squeaky.
Now this could get really awkward for VP if they go into the A-bomb site and Forest is still unchecked. Okay, now he's been spotted. Forest has been spotted towards that squeaky position. That's really important for VP to have that info. Snatchy, though, taking command of the situation, pushing quickly up the highway position, looking for another peek. He nails it, of course he does. And now that's an open A bomb site for VP. Disaster has been averted. And my goodness, there were so many ways this round could have gone wrong.
Yeah, those pistols were looking dangerous. Ninjas in Pajamas being very active, of course. We spoke about Forest in the late game there. Rez started to rotate through the B bomb site as well, but Mihi was ready for it in the mid position. And that leaves Virtus.pro with a 1-round lead moving into the second half. And it was Ninjas in Pajamas who won the... Sorry, no, it wasn't. It was Virtus.pro who won the pistol round. And went 1-5 down, so it's a nice recovery for Virtus.pro.
I have to say, I'm very much... I mean, after what I saw from the Major with Snatchy, I was like, oh, this guy is fun to watch. But I'm now really becoming a fan of Snatchy. Seeing sort of the bold plays that he makes, where he knows that he has to just take command and just deliver some goods, and he just walks up and just does it, is so cool to watch. So hope that he can continue that form. But this pistol, really, really critical. Let's see if NiP can steal it away. They have not all that many grenades, but Forest does have, rather, sorry, Getraid has a Molotov. Always fun to see on a pistol.
Just so you know, you saw Dennis being boosted onto red into warehouse there. The reason for that is that you will see if a CT tries to go close by the vent, running along the side. That's the purpose of that fast boost. Now we've got a T swarming over the A bomb site. Dennis engaging towards the car position, more bullets, but he can't find the frag. In the meantime, though, that smoke is down that we spoke about in the first half. I expect to see more of that in the buy rounds. 4 versus 2. It's all about the headshots though, so this is still winnable for Virtus.pro. That's a meaty flash, however, which will slow down Morels. Looking for more. There's a boost at the back of the site, but he's close enough to avoid it. That's a nice one tap from him onto Forest. Does he know there are 2 at the back, though? Engaging with Lecro. Now it's a 2-on-2, and Morels has a kit as well. Even if he goes down, he's on the site. Rez has a nice angle, but now Rez is alone. What a retake from Virtus.pro. We got frags for days, baby.
Wow, that was really impressive. Before they were done there, you know, they lose quite a few players very quickly. Morels with an awesome quad kill, and you know, Morels says he's not been. Obviously, he's the new guy. I don't know too much about Morels. You know, he's been fairly quiet in the face of some of these rounds where you see Snatchy doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So really cool to see him, you know, be so confident in that clutch situation right at the end with those jewels towards the quad position. Very difficult, but that is what VP needed. They need to hold on against the force buy. We've got Rez picking up an AK here for NiP with the Kevlar and helmet. This could be interesting.
I love a hero AK. I love a hero AK. He is the only man with Kevlar, so if he is to go down, the others will need to be quick on the trigger finger. Plenty of flashes over the top, and Mishu just gets absolutely ruined. Now, that's a gun that could be collected by one of these players. Forest will take the AK, and it would be boosted up. Now, I don't know what weapon he had, Mishu, but we'll find out later on. So can they collect another weapon if there's one up there?
I'm surprised about giving it to Forest because Rez was still stronger because he has a Kevlar. Forest does not. And if Forest dies up there, the gun will likely go forwards and will be out of reach. But nothing will happen there, and they will decide to fall back into A main and launch the assaults into that A bomb site.
He's still carrying it now, though, which is interesting. So maybe it's a kind of weird entry frag where maybe he gets dropped and they can pick up. But in the scramble, you want to hope the right person picks up the weapon. And now everybody gets very quickly ruined by Virtus.pro. And he just about can't make the AK. You can see he's frustrated with that. Oh, man, it was so juicy. It was so close. But he couldn't make it there. But that's curious. It's not often you see one player with Kevlar drop the AK to another guy, and it's not even like, I mean, Rez had 64 HP, but Forrest had 54 HP.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very strange indeed. Either way, I'll have to be one of those mysteries, James, that we ponder as we fall asleep at night. We'll never have an answer. The scout will continue on Pasha. He had an awesome round at the end just previous, and this is a tricky one because there's so much firepower for NiP. They don't have the utility, but they have those AKs, which should definitely be superior to whatever VP are carrying at the moment. If VP can take this round, they get really far ahead very quickly economically, so a lot is riding on this round for both teams.
Rez with the old usual towards the squeaky door, keeping CTs from holding angles towards main from certain positions. Pasha having a look towards mid. Snatchy will be alone on the B bomb site for the time being. It's a slow start from Ninjas in Pyjamas. That's a nice angle from Mihu. That's almost a bait, actually, interestingly. If the door was open, then maybe the T would be in a position to engage with, well, for Mihu to engage with them. Because you're probably going to move to the left, T's left when they open the door from inside. That would give Mihu an angle, so I like that small detail. We've got Pasha with the scout, but does he realize that the player is close to him? Doesn't matter now because he's dead.
Pasha is faster. He got 2 tags for the scout. That's actually pretty awesome damage. You can see the players of NiP getting very, very weak, but at this point, you need to make those frags happen. And Morels on the bomb side alone. Ooh, he's going to spot a couple players here. The spray could come in, but he can't quite find it. More damage done, but where are the frags here for VP? It's Neo now cleaning house with the UMP. They're all softened up. All juicy there for Neo to pluck with that UMP, and is Snatchy now in the back in the 1v1. He's got to try to find an upgrade here against Rez's AK. I don't think you want that 1 versus 1. Oh my god, he gets a dink!
not like this, surely, with an MP9. Ah, the short HE. Ironically, that may send the AK that was up there far away from him. Behind the white box now, he's got the sound cues. Rez, though, has he got the shots? He has!
One!
No fear from Rez, but he... Oh, boy, 1 HP. He realizes how close he was. Down to the wire. This is scary stuff.
Oh, man. And again, that could work out really well for VP because they were playing with, SMGs. They were playing with the Scout. They didn't really replace their weapons. So now in getting 4 kills in that previous round, they put NiP in a position where they're off balance. If a VP can find a way to win this round with the full buy, with the AWP on Snatchy, with full utility more or less, then actually not full utility, but they'll have some utility.
Bits and bobs.
Either way, if they find a way to win this round, NiP are going to be reset, and it's going to be pain moving forwards for them. Big momentum shifts could be at play here.
Man, Rez doing a ting. He was so close to the head on the first shot as well, just to the left though as the player moved to his right. And here we are, 10-8. Both teams on a buy once again. It's been ropey though. I don't know if there's a gun on the floor for Neo to pick up, currently with the P250. I want to say that Get Right had a CZ only in the previous rounds. So let's see, Get Right's got a Galil, and Neo is indeed on the P250. One player on a pistol, though, isn't disastrous on the T side because there is a fair chance that he's able to pick up a gun later on from a fallen brethren, comrade. Will there be a boost on the A-bomb site for the CTs? It looks like that on the radar, and indeed Morels is up. Now, it's important that Mihu is able to get down without giving a sound cue away. I'm not sure if he did, but Rez will pick Mihu off. Very good timing from him, so perhaps he did hear a footstep. I couldn't hear it myself. That's going to bring more players towards the A-bomb site in case of a fast play, but there is no fast play. In the meantime, Lekro's been taken out, and the bomb's moving towards the B-bomb site.
And so is Snatchy. He's actually in pursuit, it seems, with the AWP. He's just pushing, so confident with that AWP, just crouch peeking, scoped in. And that's a really bold move. He's picking up so much information here. So much information. There's a minute left. He's in Sunroom with the AWP. All the info for his team. They can now sit confidently on the A-bomb site, knowing that the push is coming there. And at the same time, Pasha's in mid, keeping tabs on that. And Snatchy keeps pushing forwards. Yeah,
Pasha was just quietly walking backwards from mid. Didn't want to give any sound cues away. And there is Morels now looking for a second, but he can't quite find it. And there's lots of targets for Neo, but he will be the target. Oh, Pasha doesn't know anything about a second kill. Dennis running into the last bullet of the spray, and that's the bomb on the floor. That leaves Forrest on his own. 30 seconds remaining. One player in main as well, and he moves around with the Galil. That bomb's got to be collected, and that bomb may cost him everything.
Snatchy's been walking all the way from the B-bomb side, all around the way at the back. Can't find the frag onto Forrest quickly, though, but there it is. Second go of it will be successful, and I kind of like that he's rewarded with that frag, because he walked very far, James.
Yeah, but I think Forrest heard the scope, which is why he started surfing in the air, basically. All that surf practice paying off for Forrest, at least for a few seconds, avoiding the kill, making it really hard for Snatchy to deliver the shot, but he was good enough. So after this kill from Snatch, wow. Oh my God, dude.
See ya.
After that, I think he's like, they don't want this. They don't want this, which is why he starts pushing. Great stuff from him. And we saw the same reaction as when NiP had a player in the sunroom. Slowly focus on the A-bomb site, abandon mid entirely. NiP now looking to play the numbers game towards this B-bomb site. Just swarm. Someone's got to take one for the team. It's Forrest.
Well, there's a lot of players coming Snatchy's way. This is very tough with an AWP. And that's a 3v3, well, 2v2. I can't even keep up. Frags all over the place on the B-bomb side as the AWP is in the hands of Lekro. Still need to plant the bomb, though, these T players. And perhaps Lekro doesn't want to go for it straight away, because if he does, his gun is not out, and that could be a moment for the CTs to push forwards. But a moment of standstill is a good moment for it. And now that bomb is down, and NiP know there has to be someone on the bomb site. And they know there has to be someone in B storage or checkers.
Mihu has the smoke grenade. If he feels like he can, yeah, he will deploy it to cut off one of the places where the T's can lurk outside the site, but he'll just take it in a chest from Lekro, and that leaves Morels in a 1 versus 2. Where is the second player? He's trying to bait him, and he manages to be successful, but Get Right will get the kill. 9-11 in favor of Virtus.pro. But I think we saw some good lessons there for people at home as well, especially when you're playing the numbers game. You can't just stand in a choke point. One of your team have to run in and just take a bullet. You've got to protect the president. The president's carrying the bomb, ironically, but you just got to go in there and just die. That's your job. You've got to take the crosshair away from the rest of your players so they can trade. That's what it's about. Fast plays and being a meat shield. Sometimes your job is to die.
And it's such an awful spot for VP to lose a round like that, just because they haven't really built up any economy yet. That was supposed to be one of the rounds where they build up some money, and then they can take some you know, a mistake, an oops moment later on. But the oops moment came very quickly, and they were not prepared. And so now it's pistols. But maybe they can make a play here. Snatchy will delve into that smoke. Asher in there as well. Can they find some kills around this? Surely NiP will be ready for such a play. It's harassing as well. And oh, Boris, he's going to get charged down, but he manages to do quite some damage. And looks like that's about it here. No kills made by VP. NiP about to tie it up, James.
Really don't know which way this one's going just yet. Virtus.pro need to eco, so indeed, Ninjas in Pajamas are in good... They're on a good path to put 4 11s on the board, or 4 1s rather. 2 11s. 2 11s. Numbers are hard. Forest dude. Okay, so we've got a Desert Eagle on a man like Morels and also Mihu. A P250 here, a P250 there. NiP are well equipped. An easy one for Get Right. You can only assume that Pasha ate a grenade in that round. Ooh. Speaking of grenades, off the wall, very nice meaty grenade from Dennis.
I hate that moment when you know the grenade's going to kill you, but it doesn't go off for about a second. But you know.
I hate when you're trying to like rush somewhere, you've got no Kevlar, you get hit by the grenade, then it explodes and does 101 damage. It just takes all your momentum away, so you can't get away from it. It's like it's glue. It's really annoying.
Snatchy, he's on one. He's going to be rotating all the way around the back. Is anyone going to surely... Oh my god. If they don't suspect this, he's got a very good angle. Ooh, could be another one. Snatchy, patient. Another kill. Just picking them off like an assassin. Moving back into the shadows. And they have no idea what's going on. Another one for Snatchy. Surely not. 2 players left here now. Just one. These P250s running rampant on the NiPT side. This is a massive problem. And my god, Snatchy is a ninja, perhaps more so than the Swedes, James.
That is absolutely ridiculous. After the first kill, he just needs to hide. I think it was Neo who's coming through from the B bomb site. So after the first kill, he becomes a bait. Kobe! Didn't mean much though, did it? Because it's played from Snatchy. So hiding to this wall on the right is perfect. You can see on the X-ray, Neo coming in from the B position. So he just pops out every now and then. Look at me, look at me, look at me. He's waving his arms in the air. Neo gets a kill and it all collapses. NiP thrown into a black hole, but they still have the money to buy 2 sniper rifles now on Virtus.pro after stealing all kinds of toys in the previous round.
It's kind of cool because NiP just won a round against VP like that with the pistols, and then VP do it straight back to them. That's kind of cool. Oh, it really sucks to be on the end of that. Very nicely done by Get Right. Knows his angles through the smoke. Catches Snatchy with it. Neo is going to pick up that AWP and see if he can do some damage, but Get Right is wise to it. Get Right has always been very good towards the B side of the map on the T side. Someone to watch. And VP, what the hell do they do now? NiP know that the B bomb side's open.
This is a save. This has to be a save because... Oh, I just don't know why he has chosen to do that. Because his teammates are on the A site. Morels has 4250, Snatchy has $5,000. So 2 of the 5 players have money. They had 3 players alive. One guy suicided into the B bomb site. He was never going to win the round, I think it's fair to say. And is that gamble worth it? Like, who's doing the maths on the team?
Well, it should be you anyway, Jay.
If three of the players are alive, they can drop a full buy, basically, to the other 2 players.
Yeah.
So...
It's a...
And then the money is still together, and they've got 2 round leaders, you know.
Yeah, it's a common one, isn't it? We see this happen all the time, you know, players perhaps in the heat of the moment, they just, oh no.
God. 1 HP.
Oh, is he, can he, will he? I don't know. Forest will take him down indeed. All the hope, all the questions have been answered.
Yeah, so I guess it's hashtag never mind. I mean, yeah, if they saved 3 players there, I just don't know what the value is in committing to the B bomb site on your own when your other 2 teammates are on the A bomb site like that. Like, is that a lack of a captain? I just don't know. I mean, hold on a second. Yeah, I just don't know where the value is in that. I mean, maybe there was low time on the clock and he was trying to stop the bomb from being planted. That was the one thing I wasn't paying attention to at that moment. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on there. Now, Snatchy has 4 sports and AWP. Morels has $6,000 at this point. So I don't know what to expect now.
Yeah, it's really throwing them into chaos, and well, they have enough for an AWP on one player, and everybody else is pretty low on money, so they decide to just go for it, and that's always fun, as we'll see that Snatchy is absolutely the guy that can win a round like this for his team. He's got an AWP in hand, good spawn towards B bomb site, although doesn't like the look of the fast play. We're going to have a not live called, so we'll be taking a momentary pause, and the tension will continue here, Jess, because this round is really important. And
I'm so confused, Dan.
Yeah,
like I'm so confused right now because I mean, let's just say, right, we don't know if they are going to. I'm not going to hop on about it just in case the time I'm hopping on about it, whatever. Like, they've gone for the force buy in this round. They could have tried to save with 3 players, which meant they would have had a full buy. So I don't know. I don't know if.
Well, I mean,
there, but
also, you know, if Mihu survives, then or doesn't try to push, he can be in a position to try to catch the T's and make awkward 1v1s and make delay, so that his 2 teammates could survive or have more of a chance to survive as well. So yeah, it's about calling for that save much sooner for sure, and we see it happen all the time in pro matches where a team gets a bit carried away. These are some of the small things that you just don't see from a team like Astralis. They'll have all this detail to their play where they make the correct decisions and they make it really hard for the other team to get back into it. Either way, we are back into it ourselves in this match, VP versus NiP. Very exciting, really close between these 2 teams. I didn't expect it to turn out like this, but it's been quite a performance from this new look VP, and Snatchy at the head of it this round, especially with that AWP, is going to be asked of maybe everything, because here comes NiP into that B bomb site pretty soon.
Standard grenade set from Get Right. Watch. Oh, never mind that. Look at all these grenades. It's a flame carpet on the B bomb site. Now, how are you going to get an AWP to work in this situation? There is still a site to be cleared out, though, by these teams. And Snatchy's got a kill. Almost a second one, but Get Right will hold him down. And Patch has been taken out as well. What can Neo do? Moving around with the sound cues. He cannot get anything out of that flashbang, unfortunately for him. But a grenade will do almost no damage to Get Right. Really unlucky for Virtus.pro. Now they have the M4 and the Scout to try to save. And yeah, if you watch any demo of Get Right on the T side of Cash, you will learn those grenades towards the B bomb site. Everybody should know them. There's no excuse. The information is out there. Absorb it. Mihu and Morels. So not only are Virtus.pro likely to well, lose this round, but to lose the lead as well. Mihu hungry, salivating at the sight of an AK-47, but he will be denied.
Yeah, it's crazy actually if you think, you know, Get Right, very important in this round. You know, picking up that last kill on the bomb site. He was 1v1 on the bomb site. If, I think it was Neo, or whoever it was with the PT-50 alone on the bomb site, if they get the kill on Get Right there, the bomb is down on the site. There's no T's around it. There's 2 CTs that are quick to rotate, or basically they're already. And you got now, like, Neo on the bomb site. It was Neo on the bomb site with an AK-47, and the other 2 Ts are stuck in checkers. The round is probably lost at that point. So Get Right, very, very important there with that 1v1. And VP, they've been sent all the way to hell, economical hell at least, as they have an M4 and not much more. Mihu will perhaps get first contact here for VP, as NiP look to run a pretty straightforward anti-eco into 8.
Smoke for the cross. More grenades being deployed. Will there be any Molotovs? Not just yet. Always nice to have a molly by the forklift position for sure, but they'll focus on the short position instead. But there's no one in mid to clean that up. They've made their way to the site, and again they've got that smoke down, which we did not see in the first half, which makes you wonder about preparation here for Virtus.pro. But we've got CT standing in the smoke, and they'll get a lot more after this than you could expect. Morels in a 1 versus 2. Doesn't have a kit, but there was plenty of time. Get Right will rip his face off though. So yeah, maybe some early Molotovs would have forced CTs further back. But again, always nice to see those proper smoke grenades on the A bomb site.
This is quite a scrappy game, actually, in many respects. And NiP 13 now to the 12 of Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro with a full buy, but no AWP in hand. This would be a really good round to see an aggression on that CT side from Virtus.pro. Now, will they go for that? We see a 1-2-2 set up at the moment. Miyu rotating back into A, and NiP moving 3 players immediately towards the A squeaky position. Perhaps they want to run a fake in towards the B bomb site with Getright and Dennis. This could be very interesting, James.
3-on-2 on the A bomb site. All in squeaky as well, a tight choke point. I'm very interested to see how they choose to deal with this. Red's looking towards the forklift position, but Getright's being taken out from behind the box. Then it's there to trade, and if he continues now, oh, that's massive from him. Not pulling any players, so the push comes in towards the A site, and now Miyu stands tall. The push not there just yet. Bomb on the floor, but still Pasha was stuck towards the B bomb site. Now he knows it's a 1v1 if he can charge towards A. He's gambling that bomb's being planted, but Forest is taking it slow for the time being. And Dennis, do they not know where Pasha is? Because Dennis is in T spawn. They have no idea where Pasha is, and he's close to the site. And now he's wondering, why hasn't the bomb gone down? Are they rotating to B? What's going on? Neither team has any idea right now.
It's actually really smart that Forest waits for this, making sure that Dennis can get towards him before Pasha knows absolutely, as you say, where the bomb is. Because otherwise, why would Pasha risk pushing into the A bomb site if he doesn't know for sure the bomb is there? He wants to be able to rotate quickly, if possible. He is watching the cross, though. Oh, he's taking down Dennis. That's beautiful. Now Forrest has some decisions to make. Does he quite have time to go back? Not really. He will make the noise, though. And Pasha, I think he's got a good idea. I think he just spotted a leg as well. So Pasha, he can absolutely do this one in the 1v2. His patience and experience paying off. Goes for the flick. Gets some damage. Oh, he can't do it. Down to 2 HP Forest. Another round where it goes to the 1v1 and one player is incredibly weak. But NiP, they pull it over the line, and that cripples Virtus.pro.
Next bullet wins. God, these rounds are really going down to the wire, but it's Ninjas in Pajamas who are 2 rounds away from victory. That is such a huge frag. I wonder what it was like from Neo's perspective. Just down to 2 HP. Absolutely crazy stuff. Great to see 2 old school players dueling together like that. Really, it's a game of millimeters this here on Cash. Now we see the issues for Virtus.pro. If NiP win this round, they'll be on fire once again. And that also means maximum loss bonus for VP. So they'll have a good buy in the next round. But who knows? Maybe they'll win this one.
Absolutely. They've done it before with Snatchy being the key man in that play. Now, that stack towards A is the operative play for Virtus.pro currently. Snatchy is very far out of the action towards B. Well, there is no real action actually happening at the moment. We've got a very passive approach from NiP, making certain that there's no pushes. And that's the CT players. If they're up to something sneaky, that they'll spot it. And there is something sneaky. Quick pop flash through, but Forest does spot it out. Deals with that. One problem done. A few more to go, though. There's another one dealt with. 5 versus 3, that might just be a situation that NiP can now confidently call a push into a bomb site.
Nice crab walk from Elecro. That is the bomb spotted, however, so we may see a speed up from Ninjas in Pajamas. 5 versus 1 is pretty good. 25 seconds, though. They may feel like they have to push through the smoke. Not doing it just yet. Snatchy, his time is limited. The spray is there. There'll be no kills. Indeed, Ninjas in Pajamas are on fire. But that also means Virtus.pro will have a good buy. 3 rounds in a row needed for the Poles to take this to overtime. Will they go 1 AWP? Will they go 2? Pasha with 58-50 in the bank. And he has a decision to make. We've got a timeout here from the CTs to discuss their options. There's some replay from Getright. Snatchy held on, but you can see the game sense from both of these teams, but that's an example on Getright. He knows someone could be in the smoke, so we'll just keep an eye on the back of it to see if there are any shenanigans, and indeed there were. So the buy coming in now for Virtus.pro. Pasha still hasn't bought. Is there discussion about a second sniper rifle? Where would you put them? Is it based on the spawns? Out comes the sniper rifle. What are Virtus.pro going to do?
Last chance saloon for Virtus.pro. And I kind of don't want either. I want both teams to win this game. I feel like they've both been playing very well. But it does come down to this. Double orbs could be a great call. Fast push, though, from NiP into that B bomb site, or at least the forward B position. It's not quite the side just yet. And Neo playing close. Ooh, the smoke's going in. Do we have anyone trying to ninja their way forwards, perhaps? We get right creeping forwards. There's a quick flash in. Is that perfect? Oh, it actually blinds Neo, and they'll spot the player Snatchy there for the cover. Able to back it up. The trade out from Rezdo is good, but they should surely know there's one more player, one more CT lurking around the smoke. Neo finds his way around for the bomb. That's the frag. 10 HP remaining on him, but how on earth do NiP recover that bomb?
Neo and Forest, two legends with the silenced M4s in this game, although he's picked up an upgrade now to the AK-47. Not out of this one just yet, our Virtus.pro. Neo in the red, but that bomb is surrounded. It's like an 80s action movie. The helicopters, the torches, and the dogs. Two players in Sunroom for NiP. How much do they want to invest into this one? They've got plenty of money, so that is not a concern right now. Flash there from Necro. He gets a 1 versus 1, but Pasha with that second sniper rifle says no. Dennis has got one of his own. 3 more players to find, 25 seconds. There's only one player in the B bomb sites itself. There is Pasha trying to bait the shot is Dennis, but Mihu will go for the double peek. And that is 1 from 3 in the bag for Virtus.pro.
Basically unlimited money, though, for NiP as far as regulation is concerned. So buys upon buys. Virtus.pro, they've been grinding real hard in this match, and they're going to have to continue to do so to earn the overtime, which I think, we might be on track for because they look really good. They've got the double orbs out. NiP, you can see they wanted to try to get a very fast play into the B bomb site there, just the shock and awe, and sometimes those plays can just work. Are they going to do it again? This might not be expected. Just running in. Very bold call. Neo spots everything, not the position to defend it, though. That is 5 players into that B bomb site. They're taking heavy grenade damage, but they're in the bomb site, and that bomb's going down.
Pasha almost hitting the mark there. Heard plenty of footsteps, had good odds, but they weren't favorable on this occasion. Mihu gambling, charging in on his own, and can they... Well, I guess it's a desperate situation. Now they've got the smoke grenades to isolate the T's outside of the site for a retake. There's a nice pop flash which Existence uses to go out of the vent. It bounces just below the vent itself. There's the first retake smoke. But Morales has to really pick his timing right, but Dennis is just waiting. They've got too many man. 5 versus 1 now, and it won't happen on this occasion. Ninjas in pajamas eke out a close win versus Virtus.pro on Cash.
Yeah, that was really well played by both teams. I was really impressed. I think I saw a lot more than I expected to see from Virtus.pro. I think we saw some good game plans, some good team play and communication, but most importantly, I think we saw some great moments from the likes of Neo, individually. And we saw the new blood, Snatchy and Morales, doing some big work, and especially Snatchy adding that clutch element. That made the game super exciting, and I was thrilled to be able to cast that game.
Yeah, that was so hot. I had to take my top off. Snatchy's almost always top